Hello there, in this video I'm going to show you how you can recreate this design on your screen. This video will be a solution to it and an analysis on how you can go about recreating this. So let's start analyzing this. While we're analyzing this, let's open up Inventor in the background and have a part file opening up and a 2D sketch open. So that when we get our first idea and what our plan of action is, we will do it. So let's first notice that this, and this seem to be all the same shapes and designs. So we can notice that these must be related somehow. And we'll also notice that there is a line between each of these figures. So we can assume that these must be mirror lines because that's what you use it for. And that this must be the original one because you mirror it over here. Then you mirror this one over here, over this line. So you can notice that. So let's first create this one here. Another way that you can tell that this is the original one is because there seems to be more dimensions on this one than any of the other ones. There seems to be no dimensions on here or here. So that means that these must be mirrored objects. So let's first create the original object. So to do that, let's first zoom in and we'll notice that there seems to be a circular pattern around it. And we'll notice that this must be centered at this circle just because that is the only centered circle in the figure. We'll also notice that there is a rectangle here. It seems to be 2-point center rectangle. One because it's centered at the origin and because there is 2 construction diagonals going in it, which is a preset for that tool. So it seems to be a 5x3 rectangle and then there is a 2-inch circle in the center. There also seems to be a 1-inch circle going across the top with 1-inch spacing between the centers, and there's 6 of them there. There's also going across the bottom as well, and this seems to be a rectangular pattern because there is no mirror line here to say that this is a mirror tool that's being used, so it must be a rectangular pattern. So we have our plan of attack and let's do it. So let's create that 5x3 rectangle at the center. 5 tab 3 enter, zoom out, and let's create that 2-inch circle at the center. 2 enter, and let's also create that 1-inch circle in the corner. So now we have our main figures already drawn up. So now let's do the rectangular tool to rectangular pattern this shape across the top of the rectangle and also across the bottom. So let's first select the geometry that we want to pattern and then let's select the direction. So we want to go in this direction. So let's flip it, opposite direction, and we want 6 of them. You'll remember from counting it. You'll also notice that this perfectly lines up. It's another indicator that we are on the right path. So 1-inch distance and 6 of them going across the top. And let's also do another one in another direction. We want it to be 3 inches away. If we type that in, you'll see that it perfectly matches up with the bottom line. We know it's 3 because there's a 3-inch distance between the top line and the bottom line, and we can press OK and everything looks to be good. So now we can compare this to the original sketch and we see that everything is the same, just minus the neatness of all of the dimension. And let's move on to the circular pattern that goes around it. So we notice that these are pentagons that are 2 inches in length on each side, and we also notice that each of these pentagons is horizontal at the bottom. We'll also notice that there's 2 horizontally connected pentagons here. It seems to be horizontal here. This line is horizontal and it's 2 inches and there's 5 of them going around the circle. So we know what we have to do. So let's first create that pentagon that is 2 inches. Let's type in 5 and let's draw it out. Escape, and it's 2 inches in length. So let's define that. 2, enter, and let's drag it a little closer. And let's also make this horizontal. So let's use that horizontal constraint and select the bottom edge. You can use any edge, but bottom edge obviously just move it slightly. Now let's escape and let's circular pattern this. So let's select this whole geometry and let's select the axis. So it has to go around something circular, and this being at the origin will be the place that we choose. So we want it to be 5 pieces evenly spaced out, and let's press OK. So this looks good, but we have a couple more additional constraints that we have to add. So there's a line between the bottom 2 pentagons that is horizontal and 10 inches in length, along with it being a construction line. Let's add that line at the bottom. You can choose any 2 of them. I'm just using this one just because these are near the bottom. And let's make this construction, right click construction, and also let's dimension this to be, double click, 10 inches, and also we have to make it horizontal, of course. Select the thing and we've done it. So now we have to mirror these tools. So let's first create that mirror line between each of those mirrored objects, and let's do that by creating a line. The line is 10 inches long and it's vertical, so it's 10, enter, and let's dimension it to be 12 inches away, which you'll notice in the sketch. 12 inches away, 10 inches long. You'll notice that there is no Y dimension because it can move down all at once, but this shape is not moving anywhere. It's not going to move up and down. It's still going to be perfectly horizontal to the other shape. So only the X distance matters, but Y distance does not. So let's dimension the distance between this and the origin to be 12. So you could zoom in and select the origin, or you could select the circle at the origin, because either thing will automatically go to the center point, which is the origin. So let's just select the circle just so that it's easier. And let's type in 12, enter. Same thing on the other side. Let's just do that again. 10, enter, enter. And let's dimension the distance between this and the center. Right here, let's say 12, and let's just drag this down a little bit. All right, so everything looks to be good, and the final steps will just simply be mirroring all of this. So let's mirror this over the mirror line and apply, and let's do that again one more time. So yeah, there we go, mirror line and apply. There we go. So as you can see, we have everything. If we just zoom in and look, you'll notice that this is identical to this. Minor exceptions are the placement of these lines, just because there's no Y distance that is defined, and the ticker symbols, because it doesn't really matter where they go, they'll still be the same distance for everything. So that's been it. If you have any questions, please get in touch with me, either my email, alcoolgunkula@gmail.com, or just in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next one. Peace.